pulled over by the cops.
They got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve them. I run through the money. The pressure be calling. Live on my blessings. I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something. That's why I ain't calling. Phone a progression. It's all that I wanted. The foe in affection. I summon it dummy.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So this video was supposed to be about the perfect daily driver, a twin turbo 1000 horsepower E85 2018 Mustang GT owned by Mr. Branson himself. But this guy decided to take the whole entire exhaust off to save some weight, which I don't know why, because he's not racing it right now. And this thing is freaking loud now. It's too loud, it's too loud. So part of the reason why it's so damn loud in here is he doesn't have the back seat in, because last time he was driving the car, it was at the track. So he had taken the back seat out and you can hear the ice tank pump. It is loud. Shout out Motion Raceworks for the, I don't think he ever hooked this up, but this would have been the scramble, and he's got the two-step button. Okay, it's 40 degrees out, but I want to give you guys a little under tunnel exhaust note. So I'm going to roll down the window and I'm going to brave it here. We're going to brave this weather. God, it is so loud in here. Branson, put the damn exhaust back on. Got the helmet just in case someone wants to pull up. I forgot how much fun the 10 speeds are to drive. I mean, they're always shifting gears, but they feel a lot faster because it's constantly shifting gears. Or my Turbo 400, it just pulls. But man, I forgot, the 10 speed is legit. Okay, that thing is really loud. So, actually, Branson bought this car. If you guys are new to the channel, I actually featured this car back when I had just turboed my car, which is a 2018 Mustang as well, custom single turbo. But Branson had bought this car already twin turboed from a guy. It had stock motor, stock transmission, a 10-speed car. It's a premium, it's got leather, got the nice screen and everything. But Branson took the car to the track after a week of ownership and the car actually blew the motor. We're not sure still to this day exactly what happened. We think it might have over revved, it might have over boosted, but Branson wasn't logging, so we're not exactly sure what happened. But anyways, Branson actually went through RPG engines. Shout out Will, he's the one actually sleeving and O-ringing my motor right now. Branson got a built motor through RPG. It does have a low mount twin turbo kit. It's got ID 1050X's, triple pump force system in the car. It's got an air to water. Now the transmission is a stock 10-speed. It's still holding up pretty good so far, but he doesn't have a bunch of drag passes. He's actually only been to the track the one time. Actually, he's been to the track 3 times. He went the one time where the engine blew on the second pass. He went another time after the engine got built, but we only did some 8th mile passes and he was still doing some low boost stuff. He recently just went to the Motorplex with us. Conservative boost, I think 12, 13 pounds of boost. But then when he tried to turn it up and launch off the trans brake, the car actually broke an axle. So it does have stock axles. The stock axles are not that strong on these cars. So it's probably the next thing he's got to upgrade on this car besides the trans. He still needs to do the clutch steels in the trans to upgrade the 10-speed. But it's a super clean looking car. So guys, what's really cool about these low mount turbo systems is, if you didn't know, it would just look like this thing had a colder intake from here. Now, the blow-off valve is right there, so it kind of gives it away, but it makes the engine bay super clean, whereas mine, you know, it's got a lot going on right here. But these low mount turbo systems are pretty cool. I don't even know if you can see. You can see it. Just barely. So you can see the intercooler piping runs right there through the fender well, and then it goes up to the air to water. So, but yeah, like I said, super clean under the engine bay. Like I said, RPG engine, stock heads, just pretty much a built bottom end, 4 fuel system, dual fuel pressure regulators. It's a pretty common setup, honestly, on these cars. And I'm getting pulled over by the cops. Hello.
Okay?
Yeah, just making a YouTube video.
What's your YouTube channel?
David Van Voris.
How do you spell that?
VANVORIS.
Find it, check it
Yeah,
out.
I just make Mustang videos.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, have a good one.
Cool.
Check it out.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you, guys. So that was interesting. I think he was just making sure everything was okay. I wasn't doing anything wrong, but back to Branson's car. It does have a MSD two-step. He said he tried the trans brake tune for the 1080, but it just didn't work because of the stock axles. Pretty much it's a full weight car. Obviously it's got skinnies on the front, some nice Ford Star bead locks on the back, a 17 with a 305 45 ET Street R. He does have bare brakes up front, so that helps a little bit with the weight, but other than that, it is a full weight premium Mustang. Super clean car. The white always looks good. I mean, white looks good on all cars, but really on the Mustang, I like it. I like the black spoiler accent. But yeah, it's pretty stock on the outside for the most part. These are the wheels I ordered and then I canceled, which is such a good looking wheel. And for the price, it's really hard to beat a Ford Star beadlock, but it looks really good on his car. So like I said, the only problem right now is that he took the exhaust off and there's no back seat. So just listen how loud this thing is. Oh my, it's just too loud on the inside. He does have the Turbo Smart e-boost controller, got the N gauge, but just from the outside, it doesn't sound that bad. It just sounds super loud on the inside because there's no back seat. But if you guys want to know what it sounds like, just it's literally straight off the turbos right underneath. It's pretty much like right underneath the floorboard right there. Just no exhaust whatsoever. Give it a couple. I honestly don't think it sounds bad on the outside, but on the inside, because the intercooler pump without the back seat. So I think it wouldn't be as bad if it had the back seat, but you can definitely feel the rumble in the seat. And these ain't massaging seats, people. So I just put the car in drive and look at that. It's got second gear leave. Pretty cool. That's in the tune for the 10R80. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, like I said, when you're just driving normal, the car drives just fine. It drives like a normal car. Obviously, it's super loud in here, but other than that, you would not know that this is a twin-turbo, 1,000 horsepower Mustang GT. Oh, look at this fancy thing. All the lights on the inside are blue. Look at that. I actually really like that. So it's blue right there, but then it's got a red line on the outside. That looks really good. There's some backfires. It's a little cold to be doing pulls on some radials on the street. So overall, guys, I think this is the perfect daily driver. Like I said, I was gonna make a video titled The Perfect Daily Driver, but without the back seat and no exhaust, I can't really say it's the perfect daily driver, but I did drive this like a few weeks ago, and that's when I thought of making this video. But honestly, the reason why is because you can have a true flex fuel tune on these cars because of the closed loop system with the Ford Mustang. And so you could have a pump gas tune making like 750, somewhere around like the 750, 800 horsepower range. And then on the weekend, you could take that out, put E85 in it, and turn it up to 1,000 with this setup. Now, like I said, this car does have a built bottom end, but with just oil pump gears and the sprocket and a stock bottom end, you could still have the exact same setup, but it just puts a little peace of mind having the RPG built motor in here. One other thing I'd probably do if this was just a street driven car and not actually taking to the track, I would still probably upgrade the clutch steels. However, they're lasting pretty decently long when you're not beating on them all the time. Now, if you're going to the track all the time, you definitely need to upgrade them. You need to upgrade the drive shaft. You need to upgrade the axles. But I'm telling you, if this car hadn't a full exhaust on it right now, the turbo noises are awesome, but the exhaust is a little loud for just normal daily driving. But like I said, I'm telling you, this is the perfect daily driver. 1,000 horsepower on tap when you want it, and when you don't want it, you can just cruise around like nobody's business. This car is awesome. Give me the two-step, baby! That's sick. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed that video. Huge shout out to Branson for letting me borrow the car for a little bit. We'll have some more videos coming on his car soon. But anyways, I want to give you guys an update on the Tang because like I said in the previous video, when you're building something from scratch, we're pretty much building a whole entire new turbo kit, and we're sent the motor off to RPG to get rebuilt. We got the new converter coming in. We got a lot of stuff coming in for the car. So I wanted to update you guys kind of on the small parts that have been showing up for the new build. Huge shout out to Maven Performance. I'm going to put the links to the description of these specific parts in the description, but huge shout out to Maven Performance. We got this T6 billet flange. So essentially this is like the merge that's going to come underneath the turbo, and the inlet from each header will go to the bottom of this super nice billet flange for the Borg Warner turbo. So like I said, I haven't really released the exact size I'm doing, but it is going to be a T6. So this is a super nice billet T6 flange. Just look at the quality of this. Insane. So we've got that. Got the matching T6 gasket for it. Boom. The other really cool piece, the reason why I went through Maven for this is for the piece that's in this box. Let me open it up. Woo! Holy smokes. Look at that. So what this is it actually gets, I wish I had the turbo to show you, but it goes underneath the turbo where your return line is and essentially becomes part of your return line. Now the purpose of this is so that you can weld support bars with, typically using like chromoly to save weight, but you can weld support bars to this and then it supports your turbo from underneath. So these are really cool and really good products when you're trying to mount your turbo somewhere that you don't have support for it. So with my previous turbo, it was just a T4. Essentially the merge and the crossover pipe could support it where it was. But when you start going to a bigger turbo, or you start mounting it in places where there's not a lot of leverage on the turbo to give it enough support, you really want to use something like these Maven mounts. These are super nice and they work really well. So like I said, this pretty much becomes part of the return line. And then your new AN fitting, sorry, the focus is going crazy. Your new AN fitting will go to the bottom of this. So this will be at the bottom of your turbo. And then you just got some chromoly. Typically we use chromoly to weld to this to support the turbo. So huge shout out to Maven Performance. Like I said, I'll put the links in the description below, but a lot of people are starting to use these on their builds. And it's super smart to use these because you can support your turbo. And obviously it's going to go leak free. So it does come with an O-ring to put right there so that you have a leak free seal and you can support the turbo. Joe also uses these on all of his turbo builds, so you know it must work. But yeah, it comes with 2 O-rings, one for each side, and it comes with new hardware to actually bolt this to the turbo. So huge shout out to Maven Performance. That stuff will be in the description below if you guys need to pick some of this stuff up. But man, just look at the quality. Really nice products, super nice products. Other pieces we've got 5-inch V-band with the clamp for the new exhaust. So The turbo we're doing is a T6 Borg Warner, and it's gonna have a 5-inch exhaust. Before, I had a 4-inch exhaust, and we're going big boy this time. So a little bit bigger turbo this time, and 5-inch exhaust, so I needed a new V-band to weld the new aluminum downpipe to that Joe's gonna make, and we got the V-band clamp. So got that from Lil John Motorsports. Got an aluminum O2 bung, obviously for the aluminum exhaust we're gonna build. I'm telling you, little stuff, man, that you forget. Like I said in the previous video, I got all new studs and nuts for the manifolds. I just wanted to replace that stuff just because I've had them off and on a lot. So they're starting to show some wear on them, so I decided to reuse these instead of like stripping one out on accident. So we got all new studs. I ordered more, the rest of them haven't come in. Got the T6 gasket for the flange. So this is actually an oil cooler delete. So if you guys don't know, the Mustangs have an oil cooler right on the filter housing. Well, you can actually take that off and replace it with this little guy, and then that way you can take out the oil cooler, and then the oil filter now just screws onto this. So if you guys want the part number for this, it is right there. So I don't recommend it for all cars, but my car mostly sees the track. It does see some daily driver usage, but I don't do like circle track or any road racing with the car, so the oil cooler really, it doesn't benefit my car at all. So we took it off and we'll replace it with that little guy. Oh yeah, new gaskets for the manifold, straight from Ford OEM. Best gasket to use. They're cheap and they seal really well, and obviously they fit really good because they're OEM. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's just the small stuff that adds up. I have a few more things in there, but they're not really noteworthy. But we are moving right along on the Mustang build, just waiting for parts to show up. So I did talk to Will at RPG Engines. We do have a video coming up in probably a week or two at the latest of him. He's going to tear down the engine. We're gonna make a video on it. We're gonna ask him some questions. He's gonna take lots of photos. You know, how bad the oil pump gears were, if they wore at all, how bad the cylinder walls are, because that is a concern on the Gen 3 Coyote with all the noises that they make. So we're gonna have tons of photos. We're gonna make a video with Will from RPG Engines, kind of give you guys the lowdown on the condition of my motor after 20,000 miles, after about 40 to 50 passes on it, and going 8s numerous times. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Huge shout out to Maven Performance. Check them out, links in the description below. Huge thanks to all the other sponsors of the car, TG Motorsports, BMR Suspension, Motion Raceworks, and of course, RPG Engines, my boy Will over there. I will see you guys on the next one.